and 1. Hi, welcome back to the Third Academy's community event. Uh, Today we are talking about a very interesting topic, and we are live from the Third Academy's Metaverse Lounge, and we have a very interesting guest who I find very interesting. I mean, when the first time that I came in contact with her, I mean, she was just a personality to behold, and to have her here in our space today to share her knowledge with us, it's amazing, and I'm looking forward to learning a lot from her and from all the knowledge that she has to share with us today. So we today my name is Rita, and I'm going to be the host of our space today. I'm excited to have you all join us to learn about how you can leverage AI to ace your content creation game, right? Because as we all know, AI is rapidly transforming the content creation industry, right? It's helping content creators to be more productive, efficient, as well as being creative, right? And a few ways that I've seen AI help creators to level up their game has been through, like we're all familiar with. I'm sure this is not the first time you're hearing about ChatGPT, right? So AI powered writing tools helping you to creators to generate high quality content quickly and easily. But I've also seen AI powered image, right? I'm sure you're also familiar with Mid Journey, and making it easier for content creators also to create visually appealing content, and even AI social media management tools, right, helping creators to publish and promote their content more effectively. But today we are going to learn from our guest speaker, Karolyne Hahn, about how to leverage AI to create content for your business or for your personal brand, right? So Caroline is she's the founder of Web3 Preneur, and I'm excited to introduce her and hear what she has to say. So, hi, Caroline, welcome to our show today.
Thank you so much, Rita. Thank you all for having me. I'm very excited to be here in the Third Academy Metaverse today.
That's awesome. All right, so can you start by telling us a bit about yourself and your work? Let's get to meet you and know who we have with us today.
Yes, sure. So, yes, I'm Karolyne Hahn. I'm based in Munich. Just turned 39, but don't tell anyone. Um, I'm a mom of two, wife, and a former corporate consulting or corporate tech consulting for Fortune 500. Um, I've managed big digital transformation projects in the area of, or in industries like aerospace and defense, chemicals, telecommunications, media, and more. I'm the founder of Gretchen, the Web3 consulting company. I create content around AI, emerging tech, and Web3 in on Twitter and on LinkedIn. And I am the author of The Webpreneur, a newsletter that goes out every week for free, where I help entrepreneurs and professionals to learn more and to understand how to leverage AI. So there's one actionable tip at least in 2 minutes every week that you can get. Yeah, and I'm also kind of becoming a speaker. Whoops, that was loud. A speaker and a podcast host soon.
Okay,
Hi.
mo ti pẹ́ tí mo dé o. Àlàáfíà, ṣé ẹ rí owó tí mo fi sórí tébù yín?
Anyway, hi, Tosin.
While the speaker is speaking, thank you.
Okay, So yeah, and I'm also becoming like I'm launching a podcast soon, and it's called Visionary Vibes. And when we talk about content, I think the most important part in content creation is knowing your audience. And it was actually the first question I've asked Rita when we had our prep call for today. Who is the audience? And why is that? Because if you know your audience, you can create content that will resonate. And otherwise, you'll just spray out anything that maybe someone enjoys. And you need to know who your audience is. And once you know who you're writing for or creating content for, you can use ChatGPT to create a persona with fears, desires, and dreams. Someone, so I don't know whose mic is on, but whoever is not speaking right now, it would be nice if you could mute your phone or mic. Thank you. Yeah, and once you know who you're writing for, you can use ChatGPT to create a persona with fears, desires, and dreams. And once you tell ChatGPT something about you, some context, and something about you, some context, and about your audience, and ask it to create, for example, a table with fears, desires, frustrations, and dreams. Once you go through the output, you can adjust your content and try to solve problems for your audience. For example, for me, my audience fears of being left behind with all the new AI developments. So how can I help them? I cut through the noise and don't provide 30 new must-try AI tools every single day in my content. No, instead I help with providing actionable tips for how to use one tool for one platform, for example. So if you want to find out what your audience is struggling with, you can help them solve it bit by bit.
That's actually very interesting, and something that you just made me understand right now is because I think for most of us, right, we don't really think beyond giving ChatGPT, telling it, create content about this or create content about that, and forgetting the fact that understanding your audience, right, is the first step to success, right? First step to making sure that your content resonates with your audience. Because I mean, if you're serving people a content that they are not interested in, right, it really it's like it's like time wasted, right? Because you're not the people who need it, you're not targeting them with that content at that point in time. And just that, how you have mentioned, just the ability to be able to like use chat gpt and understand your audience. I think that's actually that's one brilliant take that I've gotten from the space, and it's very interesting. And to take us a step back, when I went through like your profile on X. One of the things that I saw there was came for Web3, stayed for AI. I think that's it, right? That was on your profile. Yes, I think came for Web3 and stayed for AI. And just as just to move forward from that, like what would you say are like some of the biggest benefits, right? What would you say are some of the biggest benefits in using AI to create content? To you personally as an individual, what has been like the biggest benefit for you in using AI in your content creation game?
That's definitely time, saving time.
I agree.
I'm pretty well, I create content for a while already now, but I still feel like I'm new to this whole game. So I started creating content last year in summer because I understood that it's crucial to create a personal brand for yourself. And as a mother of two, you need to be as effective as humanly possible. Yeah. And if you then add sleepless nights, sick kids and other things that come up in your life, it's important to be fast. But not only to be fast, but also be able to still provide consistent value for your audience. And there are times where late at night where I sit in front of my computer where I think, oh my God, you know what? Let's just get this done. Let's get this over with. You know what? Tomorrow I'm not going to publish my newsletter, whatever. But then I'm like, no, I committed to this. I want to do this and I want to build a business around this. So to get to the point here, AI and especially ChatGPT has helped me in countless nights where I really thought I will give up here, this whole game. And ChatGPT helped me to find content ideas, to outline my newsletter, to do some research, and to find or to rewrite content that I've drafted already and make it even more actionable so that my audience will value it even more. So to answer your question, the biggest benefit is using AI to help save time, be more productive, and find ways to be productive even when you don't feel like it. So you still reach your goals and deliver whatever you were committed to. And in my case, it was all these nights where I thought, okay, this newsletter, is it going to go out or not? But for now, I managed to go 22 weeks in a row and almost reached 2K subscribers for now. And I wouldn't be there where I am right now without using AI. I would have 100% already given up.
Wow, wow, wow. Well, I guess AI is is the sidekick that has no emotions and it's always there for you, right? And the time, I think, I think the time factor and that productivity helping you be creative, even when you don't feel like, helping you stay productive, even when you don't feel like, even helping you to chase your dreams. I mean, it's
Yes.
I really, yeah, I think I really agree with that. And personally for me, AI has come to my rescue, right? Just like you said, even when you don't feel like, right? So at that point
Yes.
in time where where it feels like I don't know if I would say it's writer's block, or but where it feels like your ideas are not flowing, right? So it can
Mhm.
give you like a
Mhm.
good starting point and give you like a structure and an outline like to follow, right? But then since we have talked about like the benefit, right? Has there been any challenge, right? What would you say has been your biggest challenge with it now in this case? Like what challenges have you, had to face so far, or if there's none?
So what I would like to add to what you just said is yes, AI is my little sidekick, and for me, AI is a tool. Yeah, just like a hammer is a tool. You can use a hammer to hang a frame on the wall. You can also use this tool to hurt people. And whenever people tell me they are afraid of people that will misuse AI, it's just the same. We need to learn how to properly use this tool for the good. And I see AI, like I said, it's a tool like a hammer. You can use it as for shortcuts. You can use it for basically for so much. And it's important to see it as a tool and not someone that will take something from us, like an evil whatever, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
and so coming back to your question, my number one challenge, you mean with when using
Yeah,
AI?
yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah,
mhm,
yeah. Have you encountered like any challenge in that aspect?
mhm. So my biggest challenge in the beginning was creating the high quality outputs. So in the beginning, when we all started, we just go into ChatGPT or any other tool and tell it, please, or please or not please, whatever you choose to have a friendly tone with your AI. Please write a blog post about the top 5 AI documentaries, so something like that, or and then you will get an output, but without a proper context, without a background about yourself, and without context about your audience, who you are writing for. What I said at the beginning, your audience is number one here, and knowing who your audience is so you can serve it properly is key. This was my biggest challenge, to learn and improve my prompting. And so it's really like they say, garbage in, garbage out. The
Right.
better your input, the more you learn to prompt accordingly and to prompt in a way that you give AI context, the better your output will be. So it's key to learn at least the main rules of prompting. Yeah, I did a cheat sheet the other day, where you can, let me see if I find it. In this cheat sheet, you could see a certain formula on how to create your prompts. But what's important is that when you use, for example, ChatGPT, that you use the custom instructions. For me, these custom instructions have been a lifesaver and an even more time saver, because in ChatGPT, there are, when you are in the pro or premium mode, whatever, if you're a pro subscriber to ChatGPT, for example, there are behind your names, there are 3 little points. And when you click on those and then open custom preferences and then custom instructions, there's a window that will open up. And then there's like a window where you can include or give ChatGPT more information about you, about your background, and then add in some rules that are important to you. For example, I'll just open my ChatGPT real quick. I included in my custom instructions, for what would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide better responses. So for me, I included, I am a female solopreneur, mother, and former corporate tech consultant. I write a publication called The Webpreneur. I post content on Twitter and LinkedIn, have a community of AI and future of work and life-driven entrepreneurs, and publish a newsletter once a week. All my content is made specifically about how entrepreneurs can use AI and technology to streamline and grow their businesses, work faster, and make more money. I also talk about different ways to use ChatGPT and introduce entrepreneurs to other helpful AI tools, workflows, and long-term mindsets. The goal of my content is to attract as many AI-interested entrepreneurs or aspiring ones as possible. I want to become the world's best resource for them, and so on and so on. I give it a bit more context about me and about my audience. So I include who my audience is, what they do, and what they struggle with. And then there's the second part. How would you like ChatGPT to respond? And that's the part that is also pretty crucial and saves a lot of time for me every single time I open a new chat. And here's why. I tell him, act as an award-winning social media manager. You are passionate and creative, with a flair for engaging content, with a background in AI, Web3, and emerging tech, and so on and so on. I tell him how I want his writing style to be, like dynamic, conversational, highly engaging. I also ask or tell him which rules I want him to follow. So there's like a bullet list that I included, like keep responses free of repetition, provide detailed explanations. If you cite sources, ensure they exist and include URLs at the end. Provide accurate and factual answers, and never suggest seeking information elsewhere. Always focus on the key points in my questions to determine my intent, and more. Yeah, so I've got a couple of those. And these custom instructions, they are activated. And once you include those, ChatGPT will have this as context and will always have this in the back of his of his mind. Yeah. So every time I open a new chat and I tell him write an article about whatever, he will immediately know what I'm talking about. He will immediately know what's important to me, who I am, who my audience is, and which rules to follow. So this saves me so much time, and I hope everyone will who didn't use it yet will start using it now and experiment with it. And in case you have any questions about it or around it, just contact me anytime. I'm happy to help here and to set this up. So when we come back to your question, what's the biggest challenge? This was my biggest challenge, and I solved it. And that's how I solved it.
Wow.
That was a bit long.
I have
Sorry.
been using ChatGPT. No, it's actually very interesting. You know, to think that I'm just thinking like I've been using ChatGPT, and it has never really crossed my mind about like how I can actually do this. And just to be clear that I heard you correctly, when you were mentioning you were mentioning some things about you that you mentioned last. Please focus on the question. Do not ask me to source for information elsewhere. Like, is that something that you already have set, or like do you have to do that every time that you want to create a new content? Is that something that you have already set, like inside?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's everything that I just told you, and a little bit more is what is saved in the custom instructions in my ChatGPT account. And even when I open my ChatGPT app on my iPhone, it's saved in there. So I can even use when I'm on the go, when I'm, I don't know, waiting for my kids to whatever, do something, and I have a little bit of time, or I want to brainstorm something, I can just open my ChatGPT app on my iPhone and brainstorm stuff like how to launch my podcast, something like this. And it will immediately and automatically know what I'm talking about, what my background is, and so on, because it's saved.
Yeah. Wow. I would actually. I mean, that's my action. Next point of action after our says to actually go check check that out. And I'm guessing that, because that was the next question I wanted to ask you, and I'm guessing that actually helps you to like, or helps it to like add a personal touch to your content, so it doesn't sound like robotic and not focused on. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Wow.
And of course, I mean, you can't always just copy paste the content, but it's a lot. The output will be a lot better. And I don't say that my custom instructions are the best that you can have, but it's like something where I can always refer back to, and it, like I said, it saves so much time. And you can always still say, okay, please rewrite it or rephrase it, or try again, whatever, I don't like this, or change the tone into more conversational, be more authentic, or stuff like that. And you can improve your outputs within seconds and save again so much more time. How amazing is that? I love it.
Yeah, it's actually very amazing. And do do you combine ChatGPT with other do you have like other tools that you combine ChatGPT with in creating your content, or just ChatGPT?
No, no, no. I'm a tool gal. I love tools. Actually,
Yeah,
I spend
I
way too
guess
much
so.
money on trying new tools every month, and I'm like, oh, this is a new shiny object. Let's try it out. So, and maybe it will save me more time, but in the end, yeah,
Mhm,
I spend a lot of time on just trying out new tools. So to answer your question, well, I use Text Blaze or Text Expander. You might have heard of it. You can save favorite snippets. So, for example, when I post articles or posts on LinkedIn, there's always a little footer that I add. And instead of copy, paste it, or write it all out, I only click on LLI. That's like this one snippet that I've saved, and it automatically writes, or it automatically adds my footer. And this footer is always like, if you like this post, like, share, follow, whatever, and join my newsletter, and so on. It's like always the same footer. And it's like just three, it's like LLI, and that's it. And then every time like I said, I write a post on LinkedIn, it adds the footer automatically. And whenever you have anything that you keep writing, like in emails or like an intro of yourself, or uh, 3 bullet points that don't that you can't use automatically in on X. I like to have like these 3 bullet points in a listicle or something. It's also something else that you can add in your snippets. So this is a tool that's also very, very incredibly time saving. So Text Blaze or Text Expander, absolutely recommended. Also, let me think. Yeah, I use Canva a lot, and of course, Midjourney for visual content creation. And so AI isn't just for text; it's great for visuals too. So I love Midjourney, and I use Canva to create banners or headers for my newsletter. And if you've seen some of my mind maps, maybe they are done with MindMeister. People love simple visuals, and MindMeister is the easiest mind mapping tool I've ever seen. And like I said, I test tons of tools every month. So, and Grammarly is also a really huge, not well, time saver also, but it's my editor friend, yeah, because
mhm.
with Grammarly you can get like a certain score of how um, about about the language, and if it's easy to understand, and also about the grammar in your text. And there's not one newsletter that I publish without running the content through Grammarly. There's always something that it finds, and where I can change like the grammar, or uh, the text here and there. So English is my second language, so therefore it's for me it's a great helper to use Grammarly. Also, it gives you real-time feedback on your writing, and it makes sure that it's clear, effective, and mistake-free.
Yeah, I use Grammarly too. And just talking about mind maps, I remember there was a time that you shared one mind maps on X that was actually very useful to me. And it's just amazing how you've been sharing so much value for a long time now. And yeah, so if you're listening to us on YouTube, this is Third Academy's Metaverse Live, and we are talking about something very, very interesting today, AI. And we have Karolyne, founder of Webpreneur, who has been sharing so many, I would say, hidden insights, because I mean they were hidden to me, and now, like, I'm now in the know. And we've talked about a lot of things, how you can, some of the biggest benefits that she's had with using AI, and the challenge that she also had, and how she dealt with that challenge. And I think that's something that would be useful to you if you want to ace your content creation game and level it up with AI to improve productivity and to have more times, right, to do the things that you know matters to you. And yeah, since we are in this environment, I want us to do to carry out an action. If you just right click, Caroline, if you right click on your trackpad, you get different options. Maybe let's
Mhm.
just do a gun show. Yeah, you see that you can just give a gun show from where you're sitting.
I can
Are
I
you
can
able?
what? Could you repeat the last sentence? I can.
Yeah, if when you right click, you get different actions that you can take,
Mhm.
and you can wave. You can do a gun show. Do you see that? Do you see it? Do you see when you right click? Do you see the options come out?
Mhm.
Yeah, I see you waving. Hi. I hope you have been having a very interesting time with us, right? So since you mentioned that you're a tooth girl, and I like that so much. So I want you to share with us your all-time favorite tool, right? So if you have any, or if there's too many to mention, right? What is your all-time favorite tool that just helps you like stay on top of your game and just you know get going?
um, yeah, like I said, I think text plays and text expanders, these are tools that are really hidden gems. Once you learn how to use them and how to add these snippets, you'll save so much time. What I love about text expander, for example, you get like a weekly email with, this is how much time you've saved this week by using these
Yeah.
snippets every week. This is really, I love that. What I also like, I use Feedly, sometimes Answer the Public or BuzzSumo to see which topics are trending right now and might resonate with my audience. I mean, we probably all of us are subscribed to tons of newsletters, and sometimes it's difficult to cut through the noise. So some of them are all
Mm-hmm.
speaking about the same topics. For example, when the Apple Vision Pro came out, so it was like Apple all over the place. And when you use tools like I said, BuzzSumo or Feedly, like Feed and then Ly, you can create custom feeds for topics of your interest, and it's also AI powered. So whatever topics you care about, you can you have several folders for the topics you care about or the topics that are interesting to you. And every day or every time I'm about to publish my newsletter, I open Feedly and check, okay, what's the latest that my audience should know about, and I can include it directly and check out the latest articles or reports. LinkedIn is always great with reports. They always care about reports and market research and market analysis. And so Feedly is a great helper to, like I said, to cut through the noise. You can save articles to read later, or see what's happening right now in the market, in the world, wherever you are located, or whatever you choose your feed to look for. So if you say like, I just care about Europe right now, or just whichever country, you can just say, okay, just give me the latest feed on this topic in this area, and what are people talking about right now. So you can cut through the noise with tools like these. So
Oh, nice. And you mentioned variety of tools. How can we get is there how can we get the list of these tools, or how can we like is there like a where we can go to like see these tools that you use that are your favorites? How can we like access these tools?
um, so one thing is for sure, just to subscribe to my newsletter, The Webpreneur. There's a link on my bio, or maybe you can share it in Discord. So almost every week I share some tools that I just tried out, or that where I create a use case on which problem a business might have, and I explain how a certain tool can help solving this problem. And when you scroll back to earlier newsletters of mine, there's almost always a tool that I speak about and share a bit more of information. Yeah,
Right.
so just follow me and subscribe to the newsletter, and you will get all these little gadgets every week for free.
Yeah, I remember that I shared your the link to your newsletter on Discord. I would for anyone who wants to get access to this tool, or who wants to learn about the tools that Karolyne is trying out and how awesome they are, and if you should give it a go or not. I mean, you should definitely sign up to her newsletter, and there's a lot that she has to offer on that. So if you're listening to us and you have any questions, right, you can if you're listening on YouTube, right, so feel free to add your questions to the chat box, and we would have that over to Karolyne to answer that for us. All right. So one more question that I have is best practices, right? So are there some, like, for someone who just getting started, right? What are some of the best practices for using these tools to create high quality content?
Mm,
Because I know that you mentioned, I know you mentioned something earlier about saying thank you. I know I say please and thank you. I don't know if that matters, but sometimes when I was in ChatGPT, I'm like, can you do this? And then when done, I'm like, oh, and then stuff like that. So, like, are there like, but what are the what okay what not to do, right, when you're using this content? What is one thing that you should not do, or what is one thing that you can do to better, like, make sure that it's a tool, just like you mentioned earlier on the space, to help you, you make the best use of this tool to
mhm,
ace your game. Yeah.
mhm. So best practices to
Mm-hmm.
create high quality content is definitely, mm, yeah, like I said, start without. I mean, you read it and hear it everywhere. Just hit publish. Well, it won't help. Yeah, just hitting publish won't help anyone, and also nobody will care. Yeah, the thing is to create high quality content. What is considered high quality content? Yeah, so it will always depend on your audience and who you want to reach and what you want to do about it. Yeah, is there something, a service, for example, that you want to sell? For example, if you want to build a consultancy or a coaching business, yeah, um, around a certain topic, let's let it be AI, then you wouldn't just go and write about, I don't know, your hobbies
Mm-hmm.
that don't have anything to do with AI. Yeah.
Right.
You want to become a thought leader. And how do you become a thought leader? When you start providing value. How do you provide value? If you know who your audience is and what kind of problems your audience has. And then your content will provide value. And you don't always have to go all in and create content that provides all the answers. It's enough to start with one problem, solve one problem, share one answer to one problem. You don't always need to go like all in and write 40 hours on one thread or so. For example, I started writing like this. Like the first couple of newsletters that I wrote, they took me like through 30 hours, 40 hours, because I had no idea where to start and all the technicalities and the tools and how does it work. And so that was
Yeah.
like huge. Yeah, it took me forever. And now the more time I spend working with it and practicing the whole content creation game, the better you get and the faster you get. But yeah, like the best practice is always like, another great thing is find someone in your niche, and most people would say comment on their content, on their post. But I'd rather say don't only comment on their post to get reach, read the answers that they get. What are the problems that people share? What are the questions that they reply to big accounts in your niche? And you will find a lot of problems where you can find solutions for, where you can think like, oh, okay, that's a problem people have. Okay, let's create content around that. Let me help doing this. Maybe in your experience, in your past 2 or 3 years, you've done something like that where you can help people solve a certain problem. So this is like another tip that I think most people don't really speak about, because it's always like, yeah, reply to big accounts and then you can grow your account. Yeah, no, that's not how it works. Find problems and solve them. And best practice to create high quality content, I think, is consume, curate what you consume. It's also on X, for example, you can use lists with certain accounts that you can include and just read their posts. You don't need to read all over the For You feed on X. You can just curate your content. And I think the better the content that you consume, the better your output will also be. It's the same. It's like garbage in, garbage out. It will be difficult to share high value content if you just scroll through Instagram and watch, I don't know, makeup videos. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like garbage in, garbage out. It's the same in here. Yeah. That's, I think, a best practice.
So even if you're using AI to create content, you still need to make sure that you're consuming the right content, right? Because garbage in, garbage out, and AI cannot really give you the thinking. It can't really do the thinking for you, right? So it's what you put in. That's what it brings out for you as a finished product. Right. And
Exactly.
I don't know if we're almost at the end of the space. I wanted to ask you if you have any like advice for someone who's just starting out with using AI. I don't know if we've already covered that in the best practices, right? But if you have like any final words that you have to say, because we're almost at the end of the space, that you would want to share with us. Yeah.
As someone starting out with content creation with AI, well, yeah, like I said, no, the curate what you consume, use certain feeds, and read high quality content yourself. So you will see when you write your content or you publish your content, you will see, is this content really good? Would I want to read this? Would this be valuable to me? These are questions when I started, I always asked myself, is this something I would like to read? Is this something I would find valuable right now before I hit publish? Another thing that is always helpful is, before you hit publish or when you create content, don't try to sound smart. The clearer, the better. The more concise, the better. And another little tip is read out your content loud. Read it out loud, so you will hear what you're actually write, what you've actually written, because that's how other people will read your content. How does what you provide? How does whatever you've written? How does it sound? Does it sound awkward? Does it sound conversational? Is it clear? Is it complicated? Because nobody wants to read complicated. Everybody is like on their free time, or not really free. Some are at their work, scrolling through social media, but make it easy for them to understand what you want to say.
Right.
Mhm.
Wow, that's very interesting about, especially about reading high quality content, right? I mean,
Mhm.
don't make the mistake of like leaving all the work to AI, because
Mhm.
yeah, it would really affect the quality of the kind of content that you put out. Garbage in, garbage out. Wow, this has been a very interesting space, and I'm going to share this recording on Discord, because from the conversation that we've had in the last 50 minutes, it has just for me personally, it has just opened up new use cases for me on how I can leverage AI to save time, right? Because I mean time is a very scarce it's very scarce, right? So
Mhm.
to save time for myself and even become more productive, right?
Mhm.
And so yeah, so thank you everyone for I see a few persons just coming in. Don't worry, the space is recorded, it's on YouTube, and I'm going to also share it on Discord, so you can always listen to it. I'm also going to re-listen to this section. I think Karolyne has done a very amazing job, and I'm just so excited that she's the one that's sharing this knowledge with us today. So I hope that if you're listening to us right now, I hope that you've learned something new, right? And you feel inspired to use AI to if you're on mute, please you can mute your mic. Somebody's unmuted. Okay, thanks. Yeah, so I hope that you feel inspired to use AI to, create more engaging and effective content, either for your business or for your personal brand, right? So I'd like to thank our guest, Karolyne, right, for sharing her insights and expertise with us today, right? It was a pleasure having you. If you want to connect with Karolyne, I will reshare her contact on Discord, as well as her newsletter. I think that's one newsletter that you would want to add right to your list and keep up with her content, because there's so much value that you can get from that. And yeah, I see her making some signs. Amazing. All right, so
Celebrating here.
I'm, I'm I'm sure you have had fun. I also like to thank everyone for attending and participating. Right. So before we close, just a few thoughts that I would want to leave out is that you can use AI to create content more efficiently and effectively. Right. However, you need to remember that it's not a replacement for your human creativity and judgment. Right. Caroline said, "Don't just hit publish." Right? So it's not a replacement, right? They can help you. AI tools can help you to generate ideas, research topics, but it's up to you to decide what content to publish, right? And how to present it. And also, you need to. It's a tool, right? She also mentioned that AI is a tool that is meant to be used, right? Just like you have a hammer, right? That's a tool that is meant to be used for its purpose, right? So you need to use it ethically and responsibly, right? So be transparent about how you're using AI to create content, and make sure that your content is accurate, as well as inclusive and unbiased. And lastly, finally, we know that AI is a rapidly evolving field. We see a lot of AI tools. There was one very interesting tool that I found out that can, if you have a long form video, it can help you, it can add subtitles, that's one, and then it can help you break down these videos into like smaller forms that people can easily consume. I think it's called Opus Clips. There's something in that line. And there's just so much that's happening, and yeah, so it's important for us to like stay up to date on the latest trends and developments in AI, right? So that you can continue to leverage AI to create the best possible content for your audience. And Carolyne's newsletter would help you keep up to date with her, because she's a tools girl, and you find all the tools that will make your life easy for you, right? She will share all the tools that will make your work easy, either for your business or for your personal brand. So thank you again for joining us. I hope that you have a I hope that you've had a wonderful time, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, like wherever you are. So yeah, thanks, Caroline. It's been a
Thank you
great
for having me.
All right, that's amazing. I see you standing up. Yeah, can you give a gun show or you can just wave? Yes. Amazing. All right, bye. Thanks a lot.
Bye bye. Thank you.